Hello and welcome to my next tutorial. Today we're going to be making one of these eggs. I know it's amazing, and it even has a little bit of, I don't know, pieces down there. I don't know why. Don't worry, you won't be making that part. So let's get started. Well, it's actually not that hard. Where did I put my pieces? Do you guys see them anywhere? There they are. I'm going to drag over this heart. I have this here because the dimensions are super easy. I'm just going to drag from my shape library. And I'm going to rotate this 90, staying inside of that blue circle. And let's see what the height is. It looks like the height is 5. So I'm going to hit the shift button. I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to go all the way down to 5. Now at this point, I'm going to let that go, and I'm just going to click 5 because if I do that, it's all going to shrink to the same dimensions and same ratio, so it's not going to be warped in any way. Usually if you do that, before you shrink it a little bit, it will just make it super flat and not actually retain its shape. There's a little quick hint for you. The depth, how far back it goes, is 25, so let's put 25 on there. 25. Where did it go? There it is. 25. All right. And I don't think we have to worry about the width, 5.40, 40, 45. Oh, good. We're good. You don't have to do anything else except the next step. We're going to duplicate this, which is Control D. Actually, no, before we do that, go ahead and undo that. We don't have a duplicate here now. We don't. Do we? No. We're going to rotate this just slightly because when this prints, we want to do it without supports, and this is the way we get there. We're going to rotate this 10 degrees. Or negative 10, because we're going backwards. All right. Now we get to duplicate this. So Control D. And I'm going to click the letter M for mirror. And we want it to mirror in that direction. So we're going to click that arrow. I'm going to use my arrow keys to move the top one. Actually, this one. Which do I want? Yeah, that one. Shift. And well, it's going to take forever. So I'm going to hit the shift button. I'm going to hold it down. And I'm going to make that happen right around there. Okay. I want you to notice that the tops are touching each other right there. Now, I'm going to smooth this egg out of the way. I'm going to group these two. Now, very important number coming up, so pay attention. I'm going to duplicate this. Now, pay attention. The duplicate I'm about to make is going to stay blue. Okay, I duplicate. I hit Control D. Now I'm going to move this to the 30 mark. Let's see. Can I see it? Oh, 30 mark. 31. There. Right there. I've changed my mind. Let's move it to the 15 mark. 15. Let's go back 15. Can we see that? Let's go back a little bit further so you guys can see this. And back again. Okay. I'm going to duplicate, Control D, move this 15. 15. All right, now Control D, and there it is. It's showing up again, only because I never took my mouse, or I never touched anything else with the mouse. I never clicked on anything. It stayed blue. Very important, because I have a lot of students saying, Mr. Amparo, it doesn't work for me. And then I go and show them how it's done. I'm going to duplicate, or actually, let's just group this, Control G. Or this button right there. As soon as this is done, we're going to duplicate it, move it up, rotate it a little bit. So, okay, it's done. So we're going to duplicate, Control D, move this up. Now I might move it down a little bit. My goal is to get the bottom of the heart in between these two right there. And I don't know what number that is. So let's see. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see what this is going to look like. Yeah, that looks, I think maybe 1 degree back because I want it to be central. It looks like that's okay. So now, because this has stayed blue, I'm going to hit Control D, and it should do the rest for me. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a solid box. And I'm not going to give any measurements here because my goal is to make sure it encompasses the whole thing. Okay, so it doesn't matter. What does matter though is I'm going to put it over this egg, which I got from the shape library. Type in egg, and I spelled it wrong. How can you spell egg wrong? And, you know, just drop it over. So now I'm going to group these two. I'm going to select both of them by dragging over both. And then I'm going to hit the align tool, align here, align there. And now I'm going to select them again to group, and it's grouped. Now I'm going to hit the transparent button, which is the letter T. All right, that worked. So now I'm going to make it a hole. All right, this part, I'm just going to drag it over here. I'm going to align both of them. L. I didn't select everything, so my bad. Now I'm going to select everything. There. Letter L. Click here, click there. And then I'm going to group the two. Oh, I made this mistake last time. Let me not do it again, which is why you saw the little crumbles over here. I'm going to put this right there. I'll make this -20. I'm going to make sure it covers everything. I think that was the issue last time. I didn't cover everything and left little pieces that I did not want. Okay, now I'm going to group everything. Okay, Control G. I'm grouping it. Now, this is going to take a while, but here's the thing. I made a heart egg thing a couple weeks ago, and I had one student in my class that did not follow my instructions. In fact, he never watches any of my videos. He just watches the end product, or says, you know, watches the first 15 minutes or the first, 15 seconds and says, huh, I can do it better than you, Mr. Amparo. And he usually doesn't. But when he made the heart one, I thought, yeah, that one does look better than mine. So he's obviously not watching this video, even though it's his design. Here's what I'd like you to do. I would like you to make a big deal about how awesome this design is, but don't give him any credit. Say, Mr. Amparo, I really like this design. Now, don't make it super obvious. Come on, we want to trick him, trying to prank him. So you can say stuff like, wow, that was a really nice design that Mr. Amparo made, or really cool, or that design is fire. Mr. Amparo is really good at this, you know. But the thing is, don't yell it across the room. Don't, you know, say it in front of his face. Say it close to him, but not to him. Just enough for him to hear it. Maybe you're sitting in front of him. And just give me all the credit. Just say a bunch of nice things about how this egg is. And the better part is if you say it in another class as well. Not just my 3D printing class, but in language arts or in other classes. But don't tell him that it's actually his design. I'm going to wait for him to watch the video and see what he says, if he ever watches it. Because this is a great design, and I'm very proud of him for doing it. However, he's never going to watch this video. Now, if you actually want to print this, I'm going to do the same thing I did in the other ones. You want to put that, you want to shrink that to 2 degrees or 2 millimeters, and just make sure it cuts off the bottom. Otherwise, this egg will not stand when you are setting it after you print this, of course. And this one will not need any supports. But it does look cool. If you are to make it, make sure you make it yours in some way, like maybe putting a letter or another heart or something. That way we can tell them apart when you print them. Again, don't tell Jalen. All right? You guys have a good one. Let's see what happens. I wonder if you'll actually watch this video. Have a great day.